G'day everyone, Aussie Shooter here again, and I've got a story here in a Telegraph about elephant poaching, and this is basically Wednesday, December 4th, 2013, right there. There you go. Now, fear over elephant killings. There you go, right there, as you can see it, right here. Okay, as many as 20% of African elephants could be killed in the next decade if illegal poaching continues, according to new data. With an estimated 22,000 African elephants illegally killed last year, poaching remains far too high and could soon lead to local extinctions if the killing rate continues, according to the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species. The situation is particularly acute in Central Africa, where the estimated poaching rate is twice the conventional average. The poaching data was released at the African Elephant Summit in Gaborone, Botswana's capital. Africa has about 500,000 elephants. Elephants in Central Africa are bearing the brunt of the poaching. Okay, now obviously none of you guys out there like any kind of illegal poaching, and neither do I, but let's just ask ourselves the question, why is it illegal? And what has generated so many illegal killings of the elephant? And the answer is, well, it's because of the high demand of the ivory trade. Now, the problem here stems from the fact that the ivory trade has been made illegal. Okay, so it's gone underground, and because it's gone underground, the prices have become higher for the ivory, and because prices are higher, there's more money to be made. So when there's money to be made, obviously you will inevitably end up with people who will want to poach. Now, no doubt many of you would have seen pictures or videos where the authorities have caught the poachers and they've just got a huge haul of ivory, and then what they do is they present that ivory, they take photos, and then they burn the ivory up because it's an illegal product, and they basically destroy it. Now, when I see things like this, I just shake my head and I just think, what on earth are these people doing? They're pretty much guaranteeing the destruction of the elephant, because well, quite frankly, when you burn that much ivory and you destroy it from the market, it creates more of a scarcity in the market. So the market's not going to go away because the demand is still there. But when you create scarcity, you raise the price of the ivory. And when you raise the price, you're just going to have more poachers going out there trying to get the elephant because the profits are so high. So how do we fix this? Well, quite simply, you've got to legalize the market. It's very simple. Once you start legalizing the market, and once you start having the benefits of that legalized markets flow through to the local African towns that are part of the communities where the majority of the elephants are found, you will find that those local towns will have a lot of incentive to make sure that the elephant populations thrive. And not only from the ivory trade, but also from the hunting trade as well. And basically you will have the opportunity to make sure that the elephant survives. Not only that, I mean, there are plenty of Americans out there that would love to have a game reserve that's full of elephants, and these sort of things can be made possible under American laws, because there's already people out there in Texas that have rhinos and all sorts of other exotic animals. So when you have a legal ivory trade, it would be a huge benefit for the elephant to have this trade go above ground, to have it legalized, and not have it something that people fear or people should be worried about. Now, I definitely see Australia certainly as a place where you could potentially have a very, very large game reserve full of elephants. The conditions are right, and I certainly don't see why something like that could not be given a go, so that as to try and increase the amount of elephant numbers in the world. Definitely it's something that's possible and something that should be looked into. Now, some of you might say that, well, you know what, if we legalize it, if we do all these things, it definitely won't get rid of the poaching problem. And it certainly won't, not entirely. But however, once you have a legal ivory market, and once you flood the market with lots of ivory, guess what happens? The price comes down. And when the price comes down, it no longer becomes so attractive for poachers to go out and kill elephants, and the simple reason why is that there's not much profit to be made. So that's what it comes down to. We need to make sure that we have a thriving legal market where the price is not too high, therefore controlling the amount of poachers out there who are willing to risk their lives and who are willing to kill elephants for the sake of profit. And that's what really needs to be achieved. And I mean, I can work this out, and I'm just a simple construction worker. Why can't the authorities work it out? Now, as you know, this is quite a controversial subject, and I'm certainly not scared to tackle controversial subjects and to offer my point of view. And some of you may think that this point of view that I have is absolutely disgusting. Now, that's fair enough. I understand that, but you've got to come from a logical place. You've got to be realistic about what you're trying to achieve in the real world. And I mean, there are other ways to achieve it. Yes, absolutely. And one of the ways to achieve it is to kill off the demand for ivory. Now, how do you achieve this though? I simply have no answer for that. And as long as people want something, and as long as they're willing to pay for it, then guess what? There you have a market. And how do you kill off that market? Well, if you can come up with a great way to kill off the market, then fantastic. And I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be by creating laws and restrictions and all these other things, because people generally ignore them, especially the ones who really want the product. So yeah, I'm all for different solutions, but today, right now, this very moment, there really is no other way to do it. So unless a better solution has come up in the future, I suggest we definitely should legalize the market. Now, my point of view basically comes from the belief that I believe that mankind here is the master of this planet. We are the masters of all living things on this planet. Whether a certain species thrives or becomes extinct is ultimately up to us. And I certainly don't want to see the elephant extinct. I certainly want to see the elephant survive for future hunters, for future environmentalists, for future people who love to go see the elephant, tourists, and for future lovers of ivory. And the only way to do this is to bring the market above ground, stop chasing these poachers, stop destroying ivory, make sure there's an abundance of ivory, make sure the price of ivory comes down. And I firmly believe this. And unfortunately, the authorities don't see it yet. Maybe they do see it, and maybe they just see all these laws as a means of controlling people. But I certainly hope they see it in time so that the elephant can be saved. So anyway guys, I'm Aussie Shooter here signing out, always fighting for your rights, your freedoms, and I'll catch you later.